All right, now we should
Oh,
be like audible and everything.
oh, I should have told my sister to give me nuggies as
Yeah,
well.
that's what we're gonna start with.
Ah, nuggies. Oh yeah, people get to hear my
Crow
name.
food, yes.
Ah,
I'm waiting for the nuggy commentary. There we go.
I fucking love
I'm
food.
really glad that I put this on low latency now.
Yeah.
Will this be an event?
Uh,
Some will know.
mm-hmm.
uh, welcome to Crow's fucking mukbang half hour.
Yeah. And now because we are definitely not that we weren't pre-recorded and definitely not watching ourselves earlier
Uh-huh.
this morning, but
Yeah,
now
that
that we are
the
in the prime
definitely
flesh,
not pre-edited video that definitely looked like a live video.
yeah. And now that everything is done with, we can just chill, kind of have like a recap, a little casual talk with everyone,
Yeah.
and we can also announce the winners of the raffle.
Yeah, we can. Do you want to do the winners after we talk a little bit, or you want to do them first?
Well, let's let chat decide. Y'all want to chit chat first, or do you want to hear the raffle first?
Yeah.
Uh,
Vote now on
and
your phones or other
yeah,
devices.
and outside of like shooting the shit, we'll probably also just like talk about this year, talk
Oh
about
my
ideas.
god!
Nothing set in stone.
This
What?
fucking chat.
Oh no! Raffle,
I
raffle,
think
raffle, raffle.
Raffle is winning.
The raffle, raffle.
The Rabble Raffle. Okay, yeah, let's announce the winners and then
All
we'll
right.
talk.
Can you do that for me? I'm eating
I'm gonna
fries.
do that. Yeah. Okay. So we had
Ah,
four artists and four winners for each artist. So our winners, which are on the screen now for Mars,
don't
that
worry, Janaya. I'll do it for you.
uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. So the first winner that we have is going to be for our artist Mars.
Yeah.
And just so I can like make sure everyone knows, let me make sure I get the artist's handles and all that. Just pulling it up over here.
Yeah.
Raffle. All
Raffle
right.
Raffle. And
Okay.
these are people's like Discord usernames, not your display names. So
Yeah. Okay. Swag. All right. So first winner is going to be for Mars. Mars also goes by the handle Tamajikis. And the winner that we have for Mars is, and reminder, these Discord names are what your handle is, not your display name, your actual account handles, just so it avoids any confusion. So our winner for Mars is going to be Lilac is bored. That
yeah.
is Discord user Lilac is bored.
Yeah.
All right. We will make sure to get in contact with you after everything is said and done.
We will do that.
Again, that is Discord user Lilac is bored. All right. For the next person, this is going to be the winner for Gastro. Tumblr user or Tumblr user. I don't know if Gastro is a Tumblr, but I'm always mixing up Twitter and Tumblr. That's
Maybe.
Gastro with a 5 instead of an S. Um, and then Gastro's winner is Discord user record system. That is Discord user record system.
Nice.
So congratulations on that. All right. Next we have Theo. They go by Twitter user. Oh, I'm trying to make sure I pronounce it correct. Omeos. Omeos. And the winner of Theo's art is going to be with a zero instead of an O, uh vodka mutini.
Yes.
So that is vodka mutini with a zero instead of an O
Yes.
Discord account. We will make sure to get in touch with you. And finally, we have Wink,
Yeah.
aka Hey It's Wink. Let's see. I kind of stole it from you, Janai. You want to give the last person out?
Sure. Our last user is at Marcy Bow, or however you pronounce that, Marcy
Yeah.
Bou, and we will once again we will get in touch with all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is Marcy Bow, or however we are probably missaying it, Bou,
Yes.
Marcy. Swag. All right. And, if for whatever reason you came late and you didn't hear some of the first winners and all that, then don't worry. We'll be DMing people and making sure. And remember, to make sure that you have contact with us and such within 24 hours, because otherwise we'll just do like, the next person on and all that. But
Yeah.
congratulations to everyone.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I rewarded myself with fries.
You really needed to eat something.
Yeah. Uh, just for the record, y'all, again, it's always a tradition for me to crunch on some stuff. So I definitely only had like about an hour of sleep, and then it was time to get up for the convention. And in fact, Janaya, you helped me with like certain editing things this morning, and I was like, okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna wake up at 10. I'm gonna wake up at 10 a.m. because that's when the con officially starts. And I'm like, oh wait, I'm doing the pre-panel at 9:30. But luckily, my other clone already started. So,
Yeah, exactly.
mhm.
That's what I was doing at 6 a.m. was cloning you, not
Can you,
editing
yeah.
anything.
Can you believe that I was going to try and go to a 6 a.m. shift during the same time of
Oh,
SAHCon?
I that would have been a nightmare. I don't know. I'm glad you didn't do that.
I think I might have actually like ascended, but for realsies.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
probably. If by that you mean died.
Yeah. Again, I need to make like a shirt that just says it's like the cringy tagline: "Homestucks don't die, they ascend,"
They
and then like
ascend. Oh my
put it on a
god.
store.
It's
It
just
should be
your
like
face
SAHCon
on it.
merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, so y'all, how was the convention? How was all the stuff going on with like, Hive Swap and all that? That was pretty fun.
That was fun. I'm it's cool to see some screenshots. Also, Crow, I don't know if you were in the James Roach panel. I think you were
I was the whole time.
when he showed off some of the music for Act 3, which is sounding very
Hmm.
nice. Also
Yeah,
some
showed off some
really
music, talked about some other stuff.
yeah, really good like, you know, trivia and history and stuff. Not just about Act 3, but about like some of the older stuff too, like the Homestuck 2.0. Not to be
Yeah.
confused with Homestuck 2, but the older one.
Yeah, the one video with Dante Basco and
Yes.
Husky trying to pet the horse.
So yeah, it's very cool panels. I got to see a couple of them. I was mostly botting, but like did get to
Mhm.
sit in on a few panels.
Yeah, there was also the unofficial Homestuck collection now
Yes,
in I was gonna say
now
browser.
in web browser form.
Yeah, web browser.
Yeah.
It's in beta, by the way, so
Yes.
we're still working on it. Just keep that in
Yeah.
mind.
If there's issues with it, then
Hmm.
Geo. This is Geo's experiment, so
Hmm.
let them know if
I
there's issues.
hmm I need to watch so many panels, but I went in for a few. The baking one with Jane and Dirk was it went some directions that I didn't expect. I recommend that y'all actually take a peek at that because it's actually very entertaining and
I
very heartfelt.
I only watched a little bit of that. I will probably go back and watch that later.
Speaking of heartfelt, rather about needle felt, I
Hmm.
also like Naked Bees, where Naked Bee continuously poked a Smuppet in the butt with a needle. I think we called it acupuncture. Acupuncture.
Acupuncture,
There we
excellent.
go.
I didn't watch. Anna was watching the Smuppet panel. I did
Hmm.
not, but
It was nice,
it
nice
seems like a
morning panel.
good that seemed like a good one. Very informative.
Yeah.
Lot of informational panels, which was cool to see.
Oh yeah. Um, that's a big theme around music this year.
Yeah, a lot of
It
music
was
stuff.
unintentional,
Very
but
cool. I'm happy with that. Um,
mhm,
Thanks to everyone who tuned into the cabaret to hear me doing Carcalicious but as Tagora.
nice.
Oh, and
Also
that's yeah.
we had the SAHCon fan album this
Yes,
morning.
very
If y'all
cool.
haven't listened to it, first of all, it's going to be on Bandcamp by either later tonight or tomorrow. And secondly, it's already on the SAHCon YouTube. What we did was basically we made our own Spawn track. So we were
Yeah.
like, oh, Spawn. I don't think there's ever been like a fan OST for that. So
Mm, I
let's
don't think
just
so.
do this. So
Yeah, that
you'll see like
that's
a lot of like nice songs from people.
that's really cool. Also, like a lot of engagement with people. Like I saw a lot of people talking in chat, a lot of art being shared. Uh,
Hmm.
Cheese chat was fun as always. A lot of people in the
Hmm.
VR chat and stuff. It was a good
Hmm.
time. So hold on.
Out of curiosity, how many of y'all have been to SawCon before, and how many of y'all is this your first SawCon? Out of curiosity, that's something I would have asked this morning had my brain not been in a different device. Mm,
Ooh,
I see first year, a lot of first.
bunch of first SockCons. That's
Oh
cool.
wow, a lot of yeah. First, I see some seconds.
Very
Third,
cool.
4 years. Okay, nice, nice.
That's hey,
Fifth
same
year.
here.
All
This is my
right,
fourth year.
we got like a couple folks that have been here since the beginning.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was really impressed with how many people we got because like we're not kicking people out of the server. Like we've decided that we're gonna kind of like let people hang out. I mean, you won't be able to do much. You're gonna be able to like look at stuff until we start cleaning it up.
Mhm.
But like
Yeah.
I think we had like around 1,000 people when we opened things up,
Mhm.
and then we got like another 1,000 people coming in.
Mhm.
um, so like that's really
It's
cool.
I I want to say this SawCon might be just about the biggest SawCon since 2019.
Yeah, I think I wasn't there in 2019. That's the only one I wasn't at, but like it's definitely
Mhm.
bigger than the other ones. We had like a slightly smaller slate of panels, although still pretty decent slate of panels, but like a lot of guests, which is very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this one felt really cozy and nice.
It
And
was nice.
yeah, just to recap that, by the way, y'all, usually what we had done before is that we would usually just make sure everyone files out so the Discord was empty. However, what we've decided to do since last year is everyone can stay in the server, but the server is going to be locked so no one can basically talk until the next SOCCon. And you'll be able to still receive updates and stuff, but
Yeah,
we might figure some stuff out in regards to updates, so maybe people don't have to rely on just social media or Discord, but we're still figuring that out. But
yeah,
yeah, so if you ever see anything changing in the Discord, then that's just us fiddling around with things. If you can't talk, that's normal. If
yeah.
you if you see people joining, then that's also normal.
If
The
you
reason that we keep it like that is because we usually function through Twitter, but we don't know how Twitter's gonna be
Twitter's
like a
been
year from now. So
a little interesting lately. If you can't talk in real life, that's normal. If you see people joining your house, that's also normal. Don't worry about any of it. We're just working on stuff.
exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
mhm,
Twitter's doing its thing, so like it is nice to
yeah,
have some alternatives.
exactly. Um But yeah, and for those of you who are also first timers here, what we've also done outside of our summer event here is we also have like a fraction, like not even close to what we have during this summer period, but during the winter, we have a small mini event called
Yes.
the Winter Showcase, where
Yes.
we basically just do the fan project showcase
Yep.
direct, however we call it, again, but it's going to be for the winter. And
Yeah.
usually usually we keep it just at that, but I have been kind of workshopping in my brain some other things that I might try and experiment with around this time this year.
I
Nothing too big.
what we did
Maybe
last
four
time
things.
was because we did a winter showcase and then we actually did a New Year's showcase, the most recent one,
Oh
and
yeah, New
we
Year's.
had like a mini chat open, like we let people come in and chat for a little bit, and we had like a special chat for it. So we might, I mean,
Yeah.
we might do that again, but we might do some other stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the winter showcase, if it doesn't take place in like late December, then it takes place, I think, yeah, you said last time it was like New
It was
Year's.
It was like right after New Year's. It was like January
Nice. Okay.
2nd or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, it's
Nice.
early, late winter, or late December, early January,
Hmm.
something
Yeah,
like that.
and again, we'll do it this year. I might think about just having other things that are just casual stuff. Like I
Yeah,
don't know. I mean, I'm also not the boss in everything. So if y'all want to make your own meetups or whatever in VR chat during the day of, feel free to. That might just be something that's kind of more of like a casual get together. There's
yeah,
also some stuff that I want to try and do, which uh the only thing I'll say for it for now is that we were going to do it for this summer, but I figured that I didn't want to rush things. So we have been working on something, a
yes,
team of me and some other folks
yes.
behind the scenes in
That's
regards to just some stuff that
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
uh
Secret project.
yeah, secret stuff. Um I've seen some people tell me about how they would like it if we could bring back shirts, and we're not there yet. But if y'all are potentially interested in getting some limited edition SAHCon exclusive stuff during the winter, then keep your eyes out because we have been working on something alternatively for this time that some of y'all might be curious about getting your hands on. So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
keep it at that for now.
yeah,
Someone asked
and
what's the deal with the cheese stuff, by the way.
oh, the cheese stuff. So, Chat C a couple of years ago, uh, through a series of events, became like the cheese themed chat. People started talking about cheese in it, and then we added a cheese icon to the thing, and it just became the cheese chat, and now it's the cheese chat. Um, it's like the chat where people are just like a little bit silly, but not in like a hostile way. So it's usually very chill and easygoing, and
Yeah,
cheese themed
it's
for
a
some
good
reason.
cheese touch.
The good cheese, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's just a
Um,
place to be chill and cheese. I don't know
yeah.
where I was going with this. I'm very tired.
Now you're all good. I also just want to just talk about being like, grateful. I'm really grateful about the fact that I have like, my moderators that are
Yeah,
helping us during this time, my co-director
yeah.
Janai over here. We
Hey,
have the guests that participated and took time out of their day to be here, along with our panelists who
yeah,
all did wonderful jobs with their panels, our artists, like everyone's so good. We have the VR team who
yeah,
helped put together this marvelous VR chat server. The design is just so good. Um, and again, I want to give a shout out to Flaring K, who's helped me behind the scenes, basically rework our website because we were working through the limitations originally with WordPress,
mm-hmm.
and we did some stuff to fiddle back there to where it's not as cost heavy for me, and also that we have a little bit more ability to make the user face friendly and more accessible for everyone. So yeah, everyone thank
Yeah.
Flare and K because they were helping with a lot of coding for that, and I've been
Yeah,
needing some help with that
Flaring
for like
K
a
did a
while.
really good job on the website. Like everyone like there's a lot of people involved in this, and like most of us are doing like several different things.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people are like moderating, but also doing panels, or are also doing artist stuff, and like yeah, I really appreciate the level of commitment from all of the people that are involved in this, and like
Yeah,
all the people that help to moderate stuff and do art for everything and make things and present things. Like, we know
yeah,
how much work goes into this stuff, and
exactly.
it's very much appreciated.
Hmm. I also want to just give thanks to just like people who participated, as in like the attendees, like
Oh
all
yeah,
of y'all who basically showed up and you decided that, hey, I want to have a good time this weekend. What's
yeah.
Oppenheimer? I'm going to come.
I want to go
Uh,
to Sockenheimer. I don't fucking know.
yeah, I went the Barbie movie like literally right before
The
everything. Well, I did it
Sockon
during
movie.
Friday, Thursday.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
I'm
that was
gonna
the
wait. I'm gonna
Homestuck
wait.
Illumination Entertainment movie.
I'm gonna wait until things calm down a little bit and I can get tickets. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but yes,
yeah.
everyone that came, like, we really appreciate it. Like, without the guests, the con would literally not exist. It would just be a bunch of panelists, like, sitting around. So basically, a project server. Um,
Yeah.
like the con goers are the people that make it like lively and energetic and
Mhm.
a thing at all. So
Also,
yeah,
you guys also support our artist alley as well, like
yes,
giving support
so
to indie
much.
artists, people with a lot of creative talent. Like it's always good to see people striving and all that. And the community
Yeah.
essentially helping each other every year to like gain this like support system when it
Yes.
comes to like it all revolving around this thing we love, which is Homestuck.
Yeah, and also like seeing people like engaging with the panels and like asking
Mm,
questions and being involved with it and enjoying the art that's being produced, like that
mm.
is really really cool to see, a bunch of people just all supporting each other and
Yeah.
enjoying something together.
Yeah. Also, I'll be real with myself as well. Like, obviously, okay, I am 26 years old, and I started SAHCon in 2019
Yeah.
and started basically concepting it right when I had turned, like, how old was I in 2019? Like 22? Just fresh 22? I'm an
uh
Aquarius.
yeah, 22.
Yeah. So it's like, there's so much stuff that's happened since then. Like, the first, I'm sure during one of the first ceremonies or whatever, I would brag about like just doing this stuff a lot, and I was like doing my job and stuff, and like not in school. And currently, I actually just finished my first semester of college, and I'm gonna be doing
Mm-hmm.
that within next month, and
Yeah.
that essentially means that like that means that I'm doing stuff, I'm moving with different things, and that's why this SawCon it was like a little tougher to
Yeah.
try and like get into the groove of things because I was also trying to get into the groove of not going to school for over 6 years and
That is
balancing that with
that's a
this.
tricky adjustment.
Yeah. It's like it at least worked in the end, and I was like trying to put some stuff at the
uh, uh,
forefront and making sure things were good, but I believe that things just like usual they worked out in the end and
yeah.
people were
Oh,
able to be understanding, et cetera, et
yeah.
cetera.
Also, for people in chat, if you want to not feel old, I am legitimately like not joking. Like Funk is 40. I turned 40 in April, so yeah. You're still allowed to do this stuff even if you're not like
Yeah.
fucking 20 or a
Yeah, just
teenager or
because like
whatever.
yeah, just because we're not in
Thank
fifth
you.
grade anymore doesn't mean I have to be some
I
like trad
I
wife.
haven't
Like,
been in. Yes, I'm 40. I haven't been in fifth grade for a long time, Crow.
oh yeah, me neither.
I mean, yeah, true.
Yeah, like yeah, no, God, like I have too many nerd conventions and stuff to go to.
It,
So just
Kirsty, if you are
outside of like
legitimately 65, that is cool as hell, and we are glad to
oh
have
nice.
you.
Heck yeah.
My mom did like a lot of the stuff that she did like when she was like my age, so I
Mm,
got like that was what I thought of as normal, is like, oh no, when you're in your 40s you can still like do whatever the fuck and it's fine.
yeah.
So
Also, I hinted at this in the opening ceremonies this morning, but aside from college and going to
I thought
conventions
you were
and
like
running myths,
22. Oh my god.
oh
No, not
good.
for a while.
Don't worry, Janaya, you're 22 in my heart.
I mean, I'm it's you should be surprised how not old it is when you're in your 30s and 40s, like
Right, I believe you.
my mom is 72.
Yeah,
Actually, that's about my mom's age.
I like hinted at it in the beginning of the thing, but outside of the fact that I've been dealing with school and
Yeah.
just getting this con together and also just stuff IRL, uh y'all know I sound just a teeny bit different. That's
Yeah, you
because I'm
do.
also just going with the fact that I've as of January 25th, I have been 6 months on testosterone.
Yeah,
So that's another thing that's moving on with
congratulations.
my life.
That is really,
Yeah.
really
I
cool.
finally got that tea juice.
That's sweet, sweet testosterone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I my voice keeps cracking, but it works out.
your voice is noticeably different. When we got on call to start like planning stuff, and I hadn't talk to you like fun call for like a couple of months, and it's like, okay, yeah, you sound different.
Okay, I'm all grown up now.
You're exactly.
I'm
You're
getting the teeniest bit of peach fuzz, so that's gonna definitely be a fun conversation with my parents
nice.
in like a
Yeah,
week.
yeah. Your parents tune into
Uh,
this.
yeah.
No, that's not likely.
But yeah, so that's just been life. It's nice to just kind of touch base with like folks who participate and, just
Yeah.
remind everyone and each other and just recognize that even with our attendees that everyone's human. And
Yeah.
it's good that we're able to do stuff like this for SAHCon. It's great that we're all still in the Homestuck
Yeah,
and the
it's
fact that
fun. It's a
Homestuck
fun comic.
Homestuck is also still doing stuff as well. And I'm very excited to
Yeah.
see what's going in the future.
Yeah, Homestuck is still doing stuff. It's like maybe not the breakneck pace that it once was, but like that's fine. It's cool to see them working on stuff. It's cool to see
Honestly,
the
not doing a
process.
breakneck pace is probably the healthier option,
Yeah,
so I'm not complaining.
honestly, like I'm cool with it taking a little bit of time if it's something, especially if they're gonna like engage with the fandom. That's really neat.
Yeah.
I know that that hasn't always been the smoothest thing in the world, but I think that it's a cool thing to do, and I think that
Mhm.
there's a lot of potential there. So
Yeah. Again, this is the fifth SawCon. This means
yeah,
that SawCon, since day one of it happening, has basically existed for half a decade. We have
yes,
done
that's
5
correct.
years of SawCon. Can we go for a decade? Can we go for 10 years? 10
Mm,
years SawCon?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm
Because
having.
I remember last year how I was talking about how this was going to
Oh,
be
it's
the
gonna be the
last
last one.
SawCon.
Yeah, we said that like 3 years running. Uh, I mean, like honestly,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun, and it also is very like invigorating in terms of like, oh shit, there's a lot of stuff out here, and people are working
Mhm.
on it, and like even if you're not engaged with every piece of the fandom, even if you're in pieces of it, and you're in certain projects, like there's a lot of projects and spaces that I'm not like super aware of or I'm aware of but not like involved in, and that's cool. It's like seeing people getting into stuff and learning how to like run things and create stuff. Like that's really awesome. Like I didn't learn to do that in the Homestuck fandom, but I mean, I still remember when I was first in fandom spaces and like the feeling of like actually getting to like do these things for the first time. It's really cool. So yeah,
Exactly. Now, I guess one thing that we can talk about to kind of cap off things, since we're probably going to run just a little bit over time.
yeah,
So SockCon of the future, aka 2024. Things are pretty early. They always are whenever I hint at the closing ceremonies. I always tend to have ideas that never make it into the previous years, and eventually they do end up being made. I know that next year, I'm probably going to plan to make sure that I get plenty of time to prepare things, get some help with certain ideas, because I'm always
mm-hmm.
coming up with different things, and you know, I think one thing I'll be able to say with confidence, I didn't get to do it this year. Um, Next year it'll just be like a fun little thing that I thought about doing during the opening ceremony. This idea I had called a cosplay parade. So it's like if you're a cosplayer
Yeah,
and
I forgot about
you
that.
want
That was a
to
good idea.
basically show off your cosplay, then I thought I had this idea from a furry convention that was also online. I thought about the idea of just people submitting their cosplays, and we just do a slideshow showcase during the opening ceremony of
Yeah,
people
I love
just
that.
showing off, and that would be really fun and stuff like that. It wouldn't be like any kind of like competition or anything. We're not going to do all that. It's just going to literally be just showing people in their craft. And
Yeah,
if you have the time and you want to prep for that, you can just take a casual picture at a convention. Maybe you have a setup or a photo setup that you want to do at home, like
yeah.
stuff like that.
I think that's
Yeah.
I really like that idea, and I think that's a really good way to engage with people, and like it's cool to give people something to do, and like
Mhm.
you know
Yeah.
this
What
is
other
a
ideas
big
was
collaborative
I?
process.
Yeah. Um, I think next year. I mean, there's panel ideas that I'm considering
Yeah,
doing. There's ideas for events that I really want people to get involved of, including other artists.
Mm.
I this is kind of like elbow grease. I was talking to my friend about how it would be really neat if we could have something that was like the equivalent of like a video anthology or like I use
Yeah.
this term very, very, very loosely, quote unquote. And again, nothing is competition. It's always just going to be for
Just
fun. Um,
400 scare quotes in front of this.
Yeah, it's like the idea of quote unquote like the equivalent of like a fan
A
festival,
film
but instead of it
festival.
being films, because I know that we all can't do that, I'm like, what if you just had for a lot of people just like, for example, make whatever Homestuck video format it like things to show off that either involve like animation or some kind of
Hmm.
media craft, like lyrics, like new lyric stocks or like animated skit stuff or things where people can basically show off their craft like that. I think that'd be a really nice thing. And then like people don't have to worry about like shoving anything to be too long. Like if you made like a 30-second animation meme or like lyric stuff, that would also be like a nice little idea to like have for
Yeah.
people to watch. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, and or like AMVs, as Gio said.
Yeah, kind of like, and because like the showcase is really focused around like promoting work in the fandom, but this would be more like showcasing like short form creative content that's
Soft Anastasia.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I,
God.
I'm too
Is there
tired to
anything else I can
argue
kind of
with
tease
that.
out? Hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
I mean, people were definitely talking about particular ideas about how they wanted to spin SAHCon within the future, be it online or otherwise. So there's
yeah.
that.
I
I
I
mean,
I
we definitely were thinking about
I
some stuff.
know, like, so VR chat, I'll say a couple things about that because I was thinking of it earlier. VR chat, the instance is going to stay available, so you can, like, make public instances of that world. They're not moderated by us, just at, like, I know there's a little confusion about that, and that is a product of how VR chat does stuff, but, like, those are going to be just, like, a public world that you create
Yeah.
copying that, but like I hope that the moderated instances were somewhat helpful. I'm glad that we were able to do that because that wasn't even a feature in VR chat last year. um
Yeah.
VR chat's
Also, I
like
like
not great with that. They're getting
I
better
also like this
though.
name that someone recommended, S Flash Festival. Like
I
that's a
like
cute
that.
name.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
I hope people had
but yeah,
fun.
like I I can't say it would happen next year. Maybe the year after that. I don't know. It really depends on how things go for us in terms of time,
Yeah.
finances, etc. But I know, for example, and I'm just gonna say it out there blatantly because we were talking about it in the chat all day. Maybe one day, if luck has it, SOCOM could potentially not an entire big old venue. We don't have the funds for that, but I could definitely see SOCON trying to do things like maybe even IRL meetups in the future.
That would be very
Potentially,
cool.
yeah. I'd already thought about doing that at like a convention where I know some Homestucks are and like go to often where that would be like a very easy one. But I'm like, if we ever had it where SOCON is like in the meat space, then like it wouldn't be like a if you went to an actual con, like again, no big funds for that. And I don't know how many people will even show up, but it's like big glorified Homestuck meetup. That's always a possibility.
I think we should probably like get a hotel and rent like a big space, and we need a ball pit, and it'll probably cost like $100 maybe. That seems like a reasonable
Oh, it
estimate.
would probably cost more than that. Yeah. And I probably should say
It's
this.
I'm being facetious. I'm making a
Yeah.
DashCon joke.
Okay. I will say this. The thought also comes with the idea that uh, it would probably stay in the East Coast. The reason I say that is because we had already thought about some similar stuff with this, but
Yeah.
we had also seen that when the Requiem Cafe was going on the West Coast, I personally went on a plane and went to the California space, but it was definitely
Yeah.
something that cost me a pretty penny, and I
One
know a
of
lot of people
the
couldn't go anyways.
one of the things about it is that Cro and I are both on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I noticed that
well,
someone had mentioned like someone had mentioned Texas, and it's like, well, I'm not necessarily opposed to the
uh,
idea of going just a little to the left. Maybe not Texas.
I'm not. I'm not gonna shit on y'all because I lived in Texas for several years, but we're not gonna do Texas.
Yeah, or Florida. We're just
or,
gonna
or
put that out.
Florida. No, I don't. I didn't see anyone suggesting Florida. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I say that, and someone
Um,
writes "sock on Florida" in the chat.
I had personally
Oh my
thought
god.
between we were thinking about our home states, right?
Yeah, I mean, I live in New York, and Crow lives in North Carolina, so
Yeah, and then
those
I'd
were our
also thought
thoughts.
about potentially, for the sake of it being like a small thing, like an hour-long thing, potentially trying to get like a panel set up at MomoCon in Atlanta, Georgia. So,
Yeah, that's another possibility. Having like SAHCon related things that are not necessarily a full con.
yeah. Now MomoCon just needs to give me a panel that's more than like one hour. Oh, I see some people are excited about Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Atlanta's gonna be interesting because they're like moving it the schedule like into the holiday, and so
mm.
it's gonna not end until like Tuesday, well, Monday technically. Um, yeah, MomoCon, because I've been to MomoCon for the last few times or so. I was there this
Mm-hmm.
year because I
I was
was
gonna say you were there this year,
on a
right?
panel.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was
What
featured on a guest panel with my friend Jake Neutron.
what
You
what
guys
was
should check out his
the
channel, by the way.
what was the panel you were doing on? I honestly don't remember.
At MomoCon?
Yeah.
Oh, we were debuting Jake's projects because he has an
Oh
animation
yeah
team
yeah,
called
yeah
Team
that's right.
Neutron. Yeah,
Yeah
we
yeah
watched
no
his Amanda
I
the Adventurer music video.
right. That's very cool.
Now, if everyone can just get Jake Neutron to read Homestuck, we could potentially make some good things happen.
Get everyone to read Homestuck. Everyone needs to read Homestuck.
Everyone read Homestuck. Jake Neutron read Homestuck. I need Toby Fox to come as a guest in 2038.
I like how you're pushing that back like a bit. Like, I'm gonna be realistic here. It's like this is like a 15-year plan.
Yeah. Uh, okay. But yeah,
Shit.
those are some things that we're thinking about. I can
Yeah.
definitely see the Georgia thing happening easier because that's literally just a panel. Everything else,
Yeah.
it really depends on finances, ideas, and also time. Because again, I
Yeah.
am now a college student and I also still work a crummy job. So,
Yeah, you're a college student. You work. I work full time.
yeah,
I got kids. Everyone's busy. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And again, like we wouldn't try and hype it up as
International
a
Space
con. Like it
Station.
wouldn't be SawCon, the real con. Not that it isn't already a real con. It would be SawCon as in some kind of
Oh,
adjacentness
wait,
to it
wait.
where it's a meetup.
I've got an
Mhm.
idea. Someone in the chat said international. It makes me think. So we should meet like in international waters, and maybe one of the activities we could have like a submarine of some kind that
I'm gonna
goes down.
get you. I knew you were going with that.
We'll make it out of carbon fiber because it's cheap.
I'm gonna. You know what? I can't. I'm not even gonna comment. No comment. God. Um. But
You
yeah.
go
So.
first, Scro.
hmm I think that one thing I was thinking about was like a SawCon meetup essentially being like a big glorified draw meet. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people who would create, or even just people who casually create. I don't know how it would be in terms of like artist alley stuff, but
I
I don't know.
don't
It's just
know.
things to think about. I can see us. I've joked about us just renting a giant gymnasium and
Yeah.
just having like one panel that plays maybe every hour,
we're
2 hours or something.
we're gonna do New York City and just like, hey, is someone living in the city that has like an apartment building with a rec room? We're just gonna rent the rec room. We'll cram everyone into the rec
We need to
room.
bring the GameCube so we can have a Mario
Yeah,
Kart Double Dash
have
tournament.
an old CRT TV with a GameCube.
Yeah, and we'd also talked about like obviously the dates would be different and stuff because of
Yeah,
the different locations,
yeah, of
but we had
course.
even talked about the idea of one of these events maybe being a part of like the Friday stuff with like even the showcase.
Yeah, exactly. We've got some
That would
ideas we've been
be some
kicking
streaming
around.
stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, like we have some different opportunities for things. And again, we're workshopping. Like I said, these are just thoughts. I ain't promising anything for next year. Um, but we'll see. Just letting y'all know because it's fun to let people know about what we're potentially thinking of, and it's fun to also gauge what people's interest is when it comes to also planning these things, just so
Yeah,
we know that
exactly.
people would A, show up, and B, that we're not using our funds irresponsibly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm
Like
like over
we're
here, what funds?
the
I pay with every
the
single paycheck.
change that we find in the couch.
Yeah,
Okay, we got 25
that's the trick,
cents.
Janaya. I am the change.
You are the okay. I don't think when they said be the change you want to see in the world that that's what they meant.
Everyone wants to be the dog with the fucking dick costume.
I get a lot of mileage out of these sprites that Goatheart did for the
Yeah.
podcast.
Again, I'm glad that the fursona and human form have been
Human stuck
immortalized
porum.
next to
And
five
I
sloths.
gotta say, so like I don't know how many people are aware of this, but like I act well actually we both do, but I've got Porum's tattoos on both sides of my body. Like I've actually got the full Porum tattoos, so I that's literally just what I look like in real life, except my hair is longer now. But
Yeah, and then I got Porum's tattoo on half of my
on half
body
of your
because I went
body.
to surgery, and that needle hurt without the numbing cream.
I'm thinking about getting another tattoo. I just don't have the money right now.
Um, can I be really cringe and put Cronus's scar on my forehead?
You can do whatever you want. It's your body.
That is true. I'm gonna give myself seed. I'm gonna give myself seed dweller gills on the side of my neck. No, I'm joking, by the way.
Okay. That's too
Okay,
much.
are we done? I have a
I think we're
6 a.m.
done.
shift.
Yeah, you got to get up early.
All
This
right.
was
Well,
good.
y'all know where to find us.
Yeah, exactly. Thank everyone. Like y'all are great, and we appreciate you, all of you, for coming and hanging out and being really awesome con goers.
Heck yeah. I appreciate the fact that y'all take your time out of your day for this. I'm glad that
Yeah,
people have a good time. I'm glad they make connections. I'm glad that they help each other and that they have a good time in the end. And we'll hopefully see a large portion of y'all for next year. So Janaya, do you want to plug your stuff?
yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr and Instagram and everywhere. I'm just at Janiyah Riley. I changed my Tumblr to just match everything else, so that's where I'm at. My main project is FriendSim 2, which like I'm not like shy about talking about, so I'm sure people have heard of it. That's just friendsim2.com or at friendsim2 on basically everything, except Instagram. We don't have an Instagram, but like yeah, go check that out. We're working on volume 12 slowly but surely, and volumes 1 to 11 you can play right now if you want. And we have some game jam games too. If you go to the studiojunegames.com website, you can check those out. Those are fun. They're little short games, like a couple hours. Yeah, that's
Nice.
basically what I'm about these days.
All right. And, I'm It's Crow, also just known as Crow. That's the same handle for my Twitter, my YouTube, other social medias, projects I'm working on outside of SAHCon.
Yeah.
Um, look out for the Homestuck Reanimated of Cascade. We've done Game Over and Make Her Pay. And, this is going to be like our other big major one. So if you are
Yeah.
interested in participating, those are going to be open on August 1st. And I have other projects that I'm working on, including concepting for a little fan Homestuck game in the future. Maybe that'll be in next year's trailer, but
Yeah.
we'll have to see. We'll have to
Very
see.
cool. Good stuff.
All right.
Do drugs. Everyone do drugs
Yay.
responsibly and only if it's legal where you are. Audible wink.
Fuck the law.
ACAB, fuck the police, fuck 12. Have a good night, everyone.